Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rowan Watson. I'm Manager of Investigations at the University of Pretoria. Today's session is to get you Streetwise 101. What to do, what not to do to make you a less attractive victim. I want to start off by talking about your student card. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your key to the campus. Should you forget this, you're not going to be able to come in. So it's your key to the campus, but very importantly, on the reverse side of your student card, you will actually find the University of Pretoria's Department of Security Services contact details. These numbers are the numbers to have should there be an incident in or around the University of Pretoria's campuses. So please put them on your cell phones, because sometimes this commodity is running down the street in somebody else's possession and it's very difficult to get it returned. So if you've got it on your cell phone number, you can phone and activate the security services. Also, very importantly, if you need an ambulance for a medical emergency, you can also activate it through the numbers on the reverse side of your student card. We ask that students give their collective responsibility. If you look after your things, there's a good chance that we will not meet. So please, I'm asking for that collective responsibility. Laptops, cell phones, iPods, MP3 players, etc. These are worth their weight in gold. You leave them alone for a second and they're gone. Please don't advertise that you have one. Don't walk in the street with earphones in the ear to advertise that you've got some sort of device that plays music. So please guys, don't advertise that you have things when you walk in the streets. Regarding parking, I just want to inform you that we have the West End parking, which is to the west of the HW Snyman complex. We have the Khaki Bos parking, which is to the north of the Princehof campus, and then we have the Tshwane District Hospital parking across the road south of the Tshwane District Hospital. Please don't park in Bapela Road. We have had instances of vehicles that have been broken into as well as stolen. You are parking in the public domain should you park there. Then there is a bus service that runs from 0600 until 2000 in the evening. It runs between all the official residences as well as Varsity Lodge, and it comes to and from the faculty on a regular basis. The schedules you can actually find on the information boards around the campuses. If you drive a Volkswagen Polo, a Volkswagen Golf, a Toyota Yaris, a Toyota Corolla, a Fortuner, Land Cruiser, or a Hilux Bakkie Legend 45, ladies and gentlemen, these are the cars of choice when it comes to stealing vehicles in and around the university's campuses. If you drive these vehicles, please put something better in, not just the normal factory alarm setting. Please put a petrol cutoff switch in, put an anti-hijack system in, put a tracker in. You have to think about putting something more than just the factory alarm setting. Then the Road Traffic Act says that if you're involved in an accident, there are 4 immediate action rules that you must apply. The first one is not very detailed, it's stop. When you're involved in an accident, stop. Second one would be to ascertain injury or damage. Injury first and then damage. The third thing would be to exchange particulars with the person that you've had the accident with. And the fourth thing is within 24 hours, one of the 2 parties that were involved in the accident must report the accident to a police station. Not necessarily the police station in whose jurisdiction the incident happened, but you have to report it to a police station. I always tell my students, why would you let somebody that drove into you go and report to what happened? It's a good idea to go yourself. Also, if you are involved in an accident where there are injuries, you unfortunately will have to activate the South African Police Service or the Metropolitan Police Services. They need to come and actually handle the accident, and they will give you an accident register number and they will deal with the matter as they see fit. When you walk around, try and do it in groups of 3 or 4 or maybe more. If you're walking around after 6 o'clock in the evening, please make use of the Green Feed route. The Green Feed route is a service that we provide between the hours of 1800 and 06 in the morning. If you are at an official residence and you want to come to the faculty, you use the numbers on the reverse side of your student card to activate the security officer to res, and they will escort you by foot to and from the faculty. Be observant and aware of your surroundings at all time. If someone starts following you, change direction, move to the nearest place where a security officer or people are. Walk determinedly, don't run, unless the person starts walking determinedly or running after you, then you run. Okay, when you draw money from ATMs, you have two decisions when you approach an ATM. Don't get tunnel vision with the ATM and hope mom or dad or aunt or uncle have put the money in. Have a look at what's happening around the ATM. If there's somebody that holds an inherent risk to you and the money you're about to draw, you've got two decisions. You can carry on drawing money or you can go to another ATM. There are many ATMs in Pretoria. My advice would be to go to another ATM. Should you decide to carry on, glare at the person that you see there as a threat, glare at them, show them that you recognize them as a threat. The last thing a perpetrator at an ATM wants is to be glared at and identified as a possible risk. It puts them on the back foot. When the card goes into the slot, it's you and the machine. Should there be an accident behind you, they will have to look elsewhere because you will not be a witness to the accident. If someone comes up to you and taps you on your shoulder and says this machine has a trick to it, please ignore them. Place your hand over the card slot, and if they don't move away, you tell them buzz off or I'll shout. That will draw attention. The last thing that an ATM fraudster wants is attention. When you get your money, don't sit counting it. You're going to show the possible perpetrator if it's worth his while to rob you. Put the money away, turn around, show them that you still see them as a threat to you and the money you've drawn, and move off. If they move off after you, change direction. If they change direction, you run. If you're collecting money for whatever purpose, you have to apply the necessary responsibility with it. It's not your money, it's money that you are collecting from students. Please don't put it underneath a door. With a coat hanger, you can retrieve the envelope and you'll say you gave it to the person, and the person whose door it is going to say they never got it, and there will be a cloud of suspicion. So when you deal with money, especially other people's money, apply a different set of responsibility rules. Should anything occur in the street, please wait until it is safe to do so and then make an alarm. It's much easier to catch a perpetrator when he's 30, 40 or 50 meters away than what you walk to a police station and 25, 30 minutes later you give a lookout. The guy's probably halfway to Johannesburg, if not there already on the Gautrain. If a class disruption happens, please remain calm. The lecturer, if they dismiss you, please dismiss, and don't look for conflict with the people that have disrupted the classes. Finally, no earthly asset is worth your life. If a person produces a weapon that can hurt, kill or harm you, concede to their demands. If you can run away from the situation, run away and get away. If you are caught, please concede to that person's demands. The only time that you would confront the person is if you've conceded to their demands, you've given them the property that they've asked for. If they then still want to hurt you and you are 140% certain that they still want to hurt you, you go into what I like to term tiger mode. Tiger mode is a hideously unattractive mode. It's where you headbutt, kick, bite, spit, growl, shout, do whatever you have to do to get out of the situation unhurt, relatively unhurt. In a worst case scenario, you're going to be hurt, but you were going to be hurt anyway. That's why we went into tiger mode. It's a good thing to think about how we're going to react when something like this happens, because physiologically there are two things that happen in a person's body when you are confronted with a trauma you've never thought about. First instance, and it always comes up first, is flight or fight. That means I'm either going to hit out or I'm going to run. Should you go into fight or flight, that's fine. Only 10% of the population go into this physiological response. The other 90% fall in another category, and it's called freeze. If you freeze, people can take things out, they can put things back. There's a whole lot of things that can happen, and you can't do much about it. Okay, so think about how you're going to respond. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing is we want to get you out of the situation with as least amount of trauma as possible. So yes, all that remains for me then to say to you is I think you've chosen well, be sensible and be safe.